बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। दोस्तों, मैं हूं मेहरान अली और आप देख रहे हैं मेहरान टीवी यूट्यूब चैनल। आज मेरी ये तीसरी वीडियो है हिस्ट्री ऑफ इंग्लिश लिटरेचर के एमसीक्यूज़ पर। ये एमसीक्यूज़ होते हैं हिस्ट्री ऑफ इंग्लिश लिटरेचर के, जिन्हें मैं सॉल्व करके आपके लिए पेश करता हूं। तो चलें स्टार्ट करते हैं। विच टू नोबल फैमिलीज़ वर स्पेशली प्रोमिनेंट एज पैट्रॉन्स टू पोएट्स सच एज बेन जॉनसन एंड एमिलिया लेनर? द रसल्स एंड द सिडनीज, the Fords and Herberts, the Sydneys and the Cliffords, the Sydney and Herberts. True answer is D, the Sydneys and Herberts. Which of the following kinds of writings was not actively promoted by the church? Sermons, controversial tracts such as Dunn's Pseudo Martyr against the Roman Catholic, treatises of devotion, meditation, and instruction. D. The true answer is dedicatory poems to noble patrons. Who in the art of professing advocated the plainer the better in relation to sermons? William Perkins. The true answer of this MCQ is William Perkins, the MCQ A. News of what event that had taken place in Ireland reached London in 1641. The beginning of the 30-Year War, no. The death of Prince Henry, no. An uprising and massacre of English and Scottish Protestants, yes, true. This is the true answer. An uprising and massacre of English and Scottish Protestants. Charles I was beheaded on 27th January 1649, accused of being all except tyrant, traitor, murderer, Puritan. The true answer is Puritan. From what country did William of Orange, to whom the English throne transferred after James II, come? Belgium, Luxembourg, Holland, France. True answer is C, Holland. John Gordon's royalist treatise Acon Basilic, which portrayed the kind in Christ-like terms and went through 40 editions in London and 25 more in Ireland and abroad, was purportedly written by whom? Archbishop William Laud, Sir Thomas Browne, Charles II, Charles I. True answer is Charles I. What happened in 1707 that would forever alter the relationship between England, Wales, and Scotland? The trial and execution of Mary, Queen of Scots, the Toleration Act, the failed invasion of the Spanish Armada, the Act of Union. The true answer is the Act of Union. Which of the following was a major factor in the unprecedented economic wealth of the Great Britain during the 18th century? Formal diplomatic relations with China, the exploitation of colonial resources, labor, and the slave trade, the American and French revolutions, the creation of the bourgeois novel as a comedy. The true answer is B, the exploitation of colonial resources, labor, and the slave trade. What was restored in 1660? The monarchy in the person of Charles II, the dominance of the Tory party, the Book of Common Prayer, toleration of religious dissent. The true answer of this MCQ is the monarchy in the person of Charles II, MCQ A. The crisis over the Exclusion Bill effectively divided the country into which two political parties? The Republican and the Royalists and the Whigs, the Tories and the Whigs, the Royalists and the Tories. The true answer is C, the Tories and the Whigs. Who was deposed from the English throne in the glorious or bloodless revolution in 1688? Elizabeth I, James II, George II, William and Mary. James II is the true answer. Who became the first Prime Minister of Great Britain in the reign of George II? Henry John, Robert Harley, John Churchill, Robert Walpole. Robert Walpole is the true answer. In the late 17th century, a battle of the books erupted between which two groups? Abolitionists, enthusiasts for slavery, round earthers and flat earthers, the Welsh and the Scots, champions of ancient and modern learning. The true answer of this is the champions of ancient and modern learning is the true answer. Which of the following best describes the doctrine of empiricism? All knowledge is derived from experience. Human perceptions are constructed and reflected through structure of political power. The search for essential or ultimate principle of reality. The sensory world is an illusion. The true answer is A. All knowledge is. Which of the following women expose themselves to scandal by writing racist stories for the popular press? Charlotte Perkins Gilman, Mary Roth, and Elizabeth Carey. B. Are Ephraim Manley and Eliza Haywood, Annie Finch, Annie Killigrew, and Lady Mary Wortley Monk. Rachel Speck, Catherine Phillip, and Frances Burney. The true answer is B. Ephraim Manley and Eliza Haywood. What London locale where many poor writers lived became synonymous with hacks and scandal mongers? Elephant and Castle, Grub Streets, Covent Garden, Cheapside. So the true answer is Grub Street. With its forbidden themes of incest, murder, necrophilia, atheism, torments of sexual desires, Horace Walpole's Castle of Otranto created which literary genre? The revenge tragedy, the Gothic romance, the epistolary novel, the comedy of manners. The true answer is the Gothic romance. Which of the following is not indebted to the Gothic genre? William Beckford's Vathek, Matthew Levy's The Monk, Tobias Smollett, Roderick Ransom, and Radcliffe's The Italian. The true answer is C. The true answer is C. Tobias Smollett Tobias Smollett's Roderick Ransom. Who was the ancient Gallic warrior bard considered by Napoleon and Thomas Jefferson to have been greater than Homer? Ossian. Ossian is the true answer. Where was the effect of the restoration of 1660? Number 1. The return of Charles Stuart to England, the trial and execution of Mary Queen of Scots, the resignation of Robert Walpole. The true answer is the return of Charles Stuart or Charles II to England. Who ascended the British throne during the glorious or bloodless revolution in 1688? Elizabeth I, William and Mary, George II, James II. True answer is B. William and Mary. Butler, Dryden, and Rochester were among the thinkers who followed the doctrines of which philosopher of skepticism, who argued that knowledge derives from our senses, but the inaccuracy of our senses makes reliable knowledge impossible to achieve. Voltaire, Rousseau, Hobbes, Montaigne. The true answer is Montaigne. Who popularized a doctrine of natural goodness? suggesting that civilization corrupts and that if we live in a state of nature like noble savages, we might retain a childlike innocence and virtues. Voltaire, Hobbes, Rousseau, Bacon. True answer is Rousseau. Which of the following groups of authors grappled with the problems of how to stay true to their own core feelings in spite of social experiences as the in 18th century Britain? Charlotte Perkins, Gilman, Mary Roth, and Elizabeth Carey. Annie Finch, Lady Mary Wortley Mount, and Frances Burney. True answer is B. Which group of intellectual women established literary clubs of their own around 1750 under the leadership of Elizabeth Fezzi and Elizabeth Montague? The Bennets, the Bennets, the Blue Stockings, the Coteries of Plenty, the Pre-Raphaelites. The true answer is the Blue Stockings, whose great dictionary, published in 1755, included more than 1,14,000 quotations. William Hogarth, Jonathan Swift, Samuel Johnson, Ben Jonson. True answer is C. Samuel Johnson. Which of the following female authors of the Jacobean era wrote a work that because the first of its kind to be published by an English woman? Rachel Specht, Amelia Leonard, Elizabeth Carey, Lady Falkland. All of these. The true answer is all of these. Book of Martyrs, which is about the killing by the Catholic Queen Mary, was written by Calvin, George Fox, Pope. None of these. The true answer is B. George Fox. After whom is the Elizabethan age name? Elizabeth I, Elizabeth II, Elizabeth Browning. None of these. The true answer is 1. Elizabeth I. What period in English literature is called the Augustan Age? Early 16th century, 17th century, early 18th century, early 19th century. The true answer is C. Early 18th century. The Victorian Age can be dated by which of the following events and years? Mills on Liberty to end of 1900. Reform Bill to end of Boer War. Birth of Tennyson to his death, 1892. Tennyson's poem, chiefly lyrical, to death of Queen Victoria, 1901. The true answer is D. Tennyson's poem, chiefly lyrical, to death of Queen Victoria, 1901. This is the true answer. Which of the following works has the greatest influence on the Victorian Age? Mills on Liberty, Tennyson's In Memoriam, Darwin's Origin of Species, Ruskin's The Stones of Venus. Here the true answer is Ruskin's The Stone of Venus, but you have to research on it. According to my own opinion, Darwin's Origin of Species has also very good effect on Victorian age and Victorian literature. In which of the following genre did Victorian literature achieve its general greatest success? Drama, epic, novel, essay. Novel is the true answer. Who wrote Shakespeare's later comedies? A.C. Bartlett, Palmer D.J., Dr. Johnson. True answer is Palmer D.J. Who wrote 20th Century View? Abraham M.H., Palmer D.J., Bertrand Russell. Palmer D.J. is the true answer. After whom the Elizabeth age is named Elizabeth I, second Elizabeth Browning. The true answer is Elizabeth I. In 1857, Matthew Arnold, as professor of poetry at Oxford, delivered his inaugural lecture in. The true answer is in English. Father of antiquity, Socrates, Aristotle, Plato. All of these. The true answer is all of these. Restoration period was known as the age of satire, paganism, classicism, puritanism. The true answer is satire. Yeats was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1927, 1923, 1924. None of these. The true answer is 1927. Whose work is called Mock Utopia? Swift's, Sir Thomas More's, Wordsworth, none of these. The true answer is Sir Thomas More's. The Wasteland was published in by Eliot in 1922, 23, 32. The true answer is 1922. T.S. Eliot and George Eliot were brothers, father and sons, novelists. The true answer is novelists. Hazlitt's intellectual awakening has been stimulated by Shakespeare, Coleridge, Wordsworth, none of these. The true answer is none of these. William Wordsworth was born in. The true answer is 1770. In Memoriam was written in 1833, 1853, 1860, 1863. The true answer is 1833.